Hello everyone, welcome to Sunya IS and welcome to this lecture. This, I must say, is the most important lecture of Indian geography, that is our drainage system. Basically, all our rivers. Every year there is a question either from the rivers or some feature related to that river. Maybe that river is giving water somewhere in some lake, or there is a wildlife sanctuary on the banks of that river, and that wildlife sanctuary has been asked. I would say in Indian geography, the most important chapter is our drainage system. So please pay attention and let's start. Before starting, let me just tell you a little bit about our drainage system. That is, it is divided broadly into two parts. And this is where Narmada flows. You can see here, this is where Narmada flows in the Vindhyas. From the Vindhyas it starts and this is where it flows. And Narmada is the river that basically divides the drainage system into the northern drainage system and the southern drainage system. The northern drainage system being the Himalayan system. Basically, the rivers that are emerging from Himalayas. So here you will see that from Tibet, from the Mansarovar plateau, from the Mansarovar hills, there will be rivers that are emerging. Brahmaputra, Indus, and Satluj, they are emerging from here, and rest of the rivers from Himalayas. So these are different. Their physiography is different. Their nature is different. They are younger rivers. And when we talk about the southern rivers, that is the peninsular rivers, they have a different nature. We will talk about all of that. But this is the broad nature of our drainage system. It's divided into two parts. Just remember this. And that is, all of this is there in our NCRT, class 11th NCRT of Indian Geography. And if you have the Sunya notes, then Indian Geography notes have the drainage system as a chapter itself. So before we begin today's class, let me just tell you a little bit about this course, which is revised entire prelim syllabus through 3000 plus MCQs, wherein we have already done Indian polity, economy, modern history. We have done physical geography, human geography. Now we are doing Indian geography. And we'll do environment, ecology, art and culture, ancient medieval, science and tech, current affairs, all of this after that. So you can contact on this number, visit this website to know more about this course, and the benefit would be that you will be able to get the questions beforehand. You can attempt the questions beforehand and that will help you. Okay, first question. Consider the following differences between the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. The Himalayan rivers are perennial, whereas peninsular rivers are seasonal. Himalayan rivers are not navigable, whereas peninsular rivers are navigable. And Himalayan rivers, unlike peninsular rivers, form meanders. How many of the given statements are correct? So the basic difference, apart from the origin, as very clearly it's written that this is from the Himalayas, so Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. So apart from the fact that they are older, the peninsular ones, and Himalayan ones are recent, another difference is that because these Himalayan rivers are younger, they will be much more energetic as compared to the peninsular rivers, and they will have a lot of more load also, and they will be perennial. Why will they be perennial? Perennial means all the time they have water in them, because they are not monsoon dependent, right? They are dependent on the melting of glaciers. For example, Ganga as Bhagirathi starts from the Gangotri glacier. है ना? Yamuna starts from the Bandarpunch glacier in Yamunotri. So they are dependent upon the glaciers. They are not dependent on monsoon. The peninsular rivers, on the other hand, this is our peninsula. So the southwestern monsoon hits us, and that is when the peninsular rivers will get water. There is only one peninsular river which is perennial in nature. Only one. And I'll tell you which one it is. It is the southernmost major river. I'm not saying this is the southernmost river. Southernmost major river is Kaveri. Kaveri, or as we write it, Cauvery, Kaveri भी लिखते हैं, but Kaveri river है. It gets water from both southwest monsoon as well as the northeastern monsoon, है ना? So it gets water from both the monsoons, so it's perennial in nature. Rest of the rivers, be it your Mahanadi, be it your Godavari, be it your Krishna, they dry up during the lean season. So that is the difference. So first is absolutely correct. Second one is wrong. Both the kind of rivers are navigable. Navigable means you can use them for transportation. You can use them for inland transportation. But the opposite might be true over here. For instance, the Himalayan rivers, because they are so flowy, because they are so full of water, they are mostly more navigable than the peninsular rivers. So peninsular rivers, because they don't have as much water as the Himalayan rivers, they are less navigable, sometimes not navigable also. For example, Godavari. Godavari, though, is the biggest river of peninsular region. It is still not very, it does not have a lot of clean water, right? The water is brownish. So that's why it's not navigable. So please try to visualize these things, and I'll try to keep on drawing this map to make you visualize. I'll draw this map broadly like this. Okay. So you are able to just understand and just see this as the Himalayas. ठीक है, इसको आप हिमालयस की तरह देखो. So you'll be able to see this is the Tibetan Plateau and this is the Amarkantak Plateau from where Narmada is starting. है ना? Tapi River is starting from the Satpuras. So just have a broad visualization and I'll keep on adding. Second is incorrect. And third, Himalayan rivers, unlike peninsular rivers, form meanders. This is absolutely correct. What is meanders? This nature, because there is so much speed and the ground is flat. So if the ground would have been tilted, if the ground would have a slope, there would be waterfall. But that is not there. So it's like a meandering. And what is the primary example of meandering river? Primary example of meandering river is the river Jhelum, on the banks of which Srinagar is made, and Jhelum starts from, I have asked this earlier also. Jhelum starts from the Verinag spring and it feeds into the Dal Lake. ठीक है, याद करते चलना है. Whatever is there about the rivers to remember, you have to remember it. So here B, only two statements are correct. Let's move on to the next one. Arrange the following tributaries of Indus in the direction of north to south. चेनाब, झेलम, बियास, रावी, सतलुज. So बहुत important question है. Every year you get questions from the Indus River Basin, because the UPSC's reason for asking it every year is because this is basically a territory which is being claimed by Pakistan, right? In fact, Pakistan claims the entire Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh as well. So the thing is that by giving these rivers as our rivers, we also make a point in front of the world, because UPSC is an examination, the world tracks this examination, right? So we make a point that this is our territory. But anyway, so there are Panjnath, right? And there are 5 tributaries in your Chenab, Jhelum, Bias, Ravi, Satluj. Please know that the southernmost tributary of Indus is Satluj. And Satluj starts from pretty much the same point from where the Indus starts. So if let's say this is our Himalayan range, this is the Tibetan Plateau. है ना? This is the Tibetan Plateau. This is the Mansarovar Lake. Mansarovar Lake. And this is where the this Indus River is basically starting, the Mansarovar Lake. And the Satluj Lake is starting nearby from Rakastal. राकसताल और राक्षसतल कैसे भी बोल सकते हैं, but they are originating very nearby. However, Indus is going northwards. This is Indus, and Satluj is entering India from Shipkila Pass. ठीक है, ये measurements exact नहीं है. I'm just telling you, I'm just making you visualize. It is entering from Shipkila Pass. S for Satluj, S for Shipkila. It's entering from Shipkila Pass, and it's the southernmost tributary. Now the question that was asked was that which is the river with which rest of the four rivers merge, and then the entire river merges with Indus. Right. Very difficult question, because even with Chenab, the rest of the three rivers are meeting. So here, just look at this. Indus is the topmost tributary. Then we will be having, after Indus, we are having Jhelum. ठीक है? So इसको ऐसे visualize करो, यहाँ पे मैं draw कर लेती हूँ. This is Indus entering, starting from Mansarovar Lake. So this is Indus. Then there is Jhelum, and Jhelum will enter. Jhelum is basically on the banks of Jhelum, the Srinagar city is there. Then after Jhelum, then there is Chenab, and Chenab is the largest tributary. Chenab is the largest tributary of the Indus. ठीक है, please know this. Then there is Chenab. In fact, Chenab से ही बाकी सारी नदियां जो हैं वो मिल रही हैं. So this is Chenab. Then after that, after Chenab, there is Ravi. There is Ravi. Then there is Bias. Another very important thing to know about Bias is that Bias is the only tributary of Indus which is starting and ending in India itself. Okay, so Chenab is there. The Jhelum will meet Chenab from north. Then Ravi and Bias will meet Chenab from south, and Chenab will meet Satluj. ठीक है, Chenab will meet Satluj, and then these will meet Indus in Pakistan. Fine. So the question, and that is the level of clarity that you need in this particular topic, because it is so important that you know these rivers by heart. So north to south, you should be knowing. You should be knowing the largest as well, which is Chenab. Fine. So here there will be, this is basically Jhelum, then there is Chenab, then there is Ravi, then there is Bias, then there is Satluj. So J is in the starting, is in the end, then Chenab, Ravi, Bias, Satluj. You need to remember this. I'm not giving you any mnemonic etc. Because if for such basic things also, I'll give you a mnemonic, then you will get a habit of remembering all the mnemonics, and in the examination, all of it will get just merged, and you will not be, and UPSC is very smart, right? UPSC is so smart that it gave a question about Ukraine and the bordering countries about Ukraine. Now, we have a bordering country of Ukraine, which is Belarus. Okay. Now, when people remember the bordering countries, they remember it by mnemonics. So, they gave another country which is not a bordering country, which is Bulgaria. Bulgaria is not a neighboring country of Ukraine, but it's starting from B. So they confused. UPSC is getting very smart that way. So here answer is anyway B, and the Indus River system becomes very important. Next, which of the following projects is built on Chenab River? The Pong project, the Uri project, the Chamera project, or the Salal project? चारों important हैं. So you should know all the four rivers which are mentioned over here. Basically, कौन सी river पे कौन सा है? Pong River project is on the river Bias. What is the river Bias? The only one which is starting and ending in India itself. Uri, there was a movie also. The river is Jhelum. Easily yaad reh jayega. The most popular river is Jhelum because it is the river on which Srinagar is based, and Srinagar is the most important city of Jammu and Kashmir. So Uri, Jhelum. Chamera project is there on river Ravi. Chamera project is there on Ravi, and Salal project is there on Chenab. Okay? Salal is on Chenab. So here the answer is D. You need to remember these four projects. Pong is on Bias, Uri is on Jhelum, Chamera is on Ravi, and Salal is on Chenab. Okay? Next पे चलो. Consider the following statements regarding Ganga. Acha, before we move forward, just tell me in the comments, and this is a very super easy question, so I have not made a question regarding this yet. Comments में बताओ कि according to the Indus Water Treaty, first of all, what is the year of Indus Water Treaty? And according to Indus Water Treaty, which three rivers are going to Pakistan for full usage? And which three rivers have been assigned to India for usage? Please tell me in the comments according to Indus Water Treaty, because Indus Water Treaty has been in news. Next, consider the following statements regarding river Ganga. Ganga originates from the Gangotri near Gomukh. Ganga name is given for the combination of Alaknanda and Mandakini. Which of the given are correct? Very easy question. If you know about Ganga, most important river for northern India at least, and a holy river of course. So Ganga starts from the Gomukh glacier in Gangotri and it starts as Bhagirathi. ठीक है, भागीरथी की तरह ही शुरू होती है. And here comes another river which is Alaknanda. Alaknanda comes and it is joined by various rivers at various prayags, which are basically called Panch Prayag. There are 5 prayags and the most important one becomes Dev Prayag. Dev Prayag, because Bhagirathi meets Alaknanda at Dev Prayag. You need to remember this. Bhagirathi meets Alaknanda at Dev Prayag and they move forward as the river Ganga. Okay, so Ganga is not the name which starts since the beginning of the river. It starts as Bhagirathi and it joins Alaknanda and then it moves forward as Ganga. Joins Alaknanda where? It joins it as Dev Prayag. Fine. One of the most important prayags. So second one becomes incorrect and first is correct. Now another very important aspect regarding Ganga is that what is that point wherein Ganga enters the plains, right? It is originating in the glacier, then it is coming down to the hills. It is coming down slope, right? So what is the point when it is flowing like this? That point, very famous point, is Haridwar. Haridwar. So even above Haridwar, if you talk about Rishikesh, Rishikesh is it is basically a hill station. Haridwar is not a hill station. Haridwar is a plain area. So here the answer would be A, one only. And second one is incorrect. Mandakini does not join Alaknanda and make Ganga. Though Mandakini does join Alaknanda, and I want you to tell me in the comments that what is the Prayag on which Mandakini is joining Alaknanda. So consider this my question number 2 from you. Question 2 is, on which Prayag is Mandakini joining Alaknanda? Next. Which of the following are not the left bank tributaries of Ganga? Ghagra, Tons, Gandak, Punpun, Kosi. It is asking you which are not the left bank tributary. Now please consider this is the flow of Ganga. This is the direction of flow of Ganga. Right. So please know that Ghagra, which is also called as Ghagar, very important river and the largest tributary of Ganga is actually Ghagar. It is not Yamuna. Okay, there is a misconception. Conception. Yamuna is the longest tributary of Ganga for sure. But Yamuna is not the largest tributary of Ganga. Largest by mean, what do I mean by largest? I mean the one carrying the most water. Fine. That is Ghagar. So Ghagar is a left bank tributary. Then Gandak is also a left bank tributary. And Kosi. Kosi is a very important river from Bihar. It is also a left bank tributary. The rest, the Tons and Punpun. Tons and Punpun are not left bank tributaries. These are right bank tributaries. ठीक है, तो जो Punpun है, this Punpun river originates from MP. ठीक है, it originates from MP and it joins Ganga near Fatuha. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे पुनपुन हो गई. And Tons is actually a tributary of Yamuna river. So Yamuna is coming from Bandarpunj glacier of Yamunotri. ठीक है, यहाँ पे it is joining Ganga where does it join Ganga? It joins Ganga at Prayagraj. Remember Allahabad, the Prayag, it was said, and there is said to be another river, which is now a lost river, which is Saraswati. So it was basically Ganga, Jamna, Saraswati, which used to meet at प्रयागराज. ठीक है. तो द थिंग इज दैट यमुना की एक ट्रिब्यूटरी है विच इज रिवर तौस, एंड दिस तौस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू वुड बी थिंकिंग that why this particular river, such a small river, is being asked. Actually, it's not a small river. Tons river in itself has more water than Yamuna. ठीक है. So Yamuna is there. Tons has more water than Yamuna. So very important river, and that's why it is being asked also. So Punpun and Tons, these are not the left bank tributaries. These are actually the right bank tributaries. And what are some of the further right bank tributaries that we have? Tons और हमने पुनपुन के बारे में तो जान ही लिया है. But otherwise also यमुना की कई सारी tributaries हैं. For example, Chambal. Chambal is a tributary of Yamuna, है ना? Then further tributaries would be Ken and Betwa, right? So यहाँ पे Tons and Punpun. So 2 and 4, these are not the left bank tributaries, these are the right bank tributaries of Ganga. Next. Consider the following pairs: River Valley projects and river. Tanakpur project on river Kali, Gandak project on Mahanadi, Rihand project on Rihand, and Mata Tila project on river Betwa. So how many are correctly matched? First of all, the very first thing that you can see, Rihand is absolutely correctly matched. Rihand river water project is in UP, है ना? And overall Tanakpur project जो है, that is actually there on river Kali, and this river Kali is the same river because of which there was an Indo-Nepal boundary dispute. Indo-Nepal boundary dispute was there. This is the same river Kali, and Tanakpur river project is there. It is there on Indo-Nepal border only. So first is correct. Then Gandak. Gandak project, as you can clearly see from the name, it cannot be on Mahanadi river. First of all, Mahanadi, we are talking about the Himalayan rivers right now. Mahanadi is a peninsular river. So it is there on the river Gandak itself. And Gandak is a left bank tributary. This is Ganga, this is Gandak. Fine. So it's a left bank tributary and it is there in Bihar. ठीक. Bihar, UP का joint project है. Even Nepal joins in. Fine. Then third one is correctly matched, and the fourth one, Mata Tila project. Mata Tila project is there in MP itself, MP and UP, and it is on the river Betwa, so it is correctly matched. Sorry, it is in the state is UP and it is jointly built by MP and UP. So Mata Tila is in the state UP and in Betwa on the river Betwa. ठीक है? तो Ken Betwa already is there in news, but UPSC has this particular habit of not asking the project which is very much in news, but asking some project which is relatively somewhat in news or something related to it. So these three, Tanakpur, Mata Tila, Gandak and Rihan to yaad reh hi jayega because it's the same project as the river name. Next. Consider the following statements regarding Brahmaputra river system. Brahmaputra river has its origin in the Trans-Himalayas, and Brahmaputra enters the state of Arunachal Pradesh in India near Nanga Parbat. Now, which of the given statements are correct? I'll draw the map properly for you to visualize the Brahmaputra river now. Okay, because we are entering a completely new domain now, and I want that you understand the gravity of it. See, this is, मैंने थोड़ा extra ही बना दिया है, but anyway, कोई बात नहीं. Yeah, somewhat just हाँ ऐसे करके imagine कर लो. So this is basically Arunachal Pradesh. थोड़ा ऊपर बन गया है. It's a little northward. Just deal with it. But yeah, the thing is that our Brahmaputra river, which is one of the most mightiest river to exist. These are the Himalayas. I'll draw the Himalayas with a different color. I'll draw it with brown color. So these are basically, this is all Himalayas which are running. है ना? These are all Himalayas. This is Nepal, this is Tibet. All these are Himalayas which are running. Our dear Brahmaputra, our dear Indus, our dear Satluj, all are originating across the same point, which is in Tibet, which is near Mansarovar Lake. So this is called Trans Himalayas. Fine. Trans Himalayas. So Brahmaputra and Indus are originating from almost the same point only. And Brahmaputra is originating from a glacier which is on the Kailash mountain. Again, the same mountain as the this particular Indus River. And the name of the glacier is Chemyungang Glacier. Okay? Now, when it flows through Tibet, यहाँ पे माउंटेन्स नहीं, यहाँ पे लगा लो इसको, यहाँ पे है, ठीक है, यहाँ पे है ये. So it's flowing through Tibet. Tibet is a highland. It's not a mountainous area. So when it is flowing, it is called the Yarlung Tsangpo. Yarlung Tsangpo or only Tsangpo basically. In Tibet, it has this name. Our Brahmaputra is called Yarlung Tsangpo. Then it enters India from Arunachal Pradesh from an area which is Namcha Barwa. Namcha Barwa. From this Namcha Barwa mountain, it takes a hairpin bend and enters India as not Brahmaputra. It enters as Dihang, the river Dihang. That is why we have a Dihang Dibang Wildlife Sanctuary in Assam also. Okay? So lot of things Brahmaputra river system is very interesting, but the facts to know are Nanga Parbat is there in the western Himalayas. ठीक है, Nanga Parbat is not there in the eastern Himalayas. ठीक है, so this is very important. And this Dihang river is joined by a left bank tributary which is called Lohit. So if I were to magnify it, this is Dihang, which is coming from the Namcha Barwa, and Lohit is joining from here. And once Lohit joins it, this is Lohit, then it is called the Brahmaputra river. Okay? Then it is called the Brahmaputra river. Before it, it is called the Dihang river. So here, second one becomes incorrect, first becomes correct. And see, from this one question, so many facts you have got to learn about the Brahmaputra river itself. Next. Consider the following statements. The river Teesta originates in Sikkim and joins Brahmaputra in the state of Assam. The river Gana divides into two streams at Murshida. It's not Gana, sorry. It's not Gana, it's Ganga. Please isko correct kar lo. This is Ganga. The river Ganga divides into two streams at Murshidabad, and the main stream flowing in the southeast direction is known as Padma. And Majuli Island or Mauli Island is located in the middle of the river Brahmaputra in Arunachal Pradesh. How many of the given statements are correct? So just see, this question is asking you about the two river systems. So please try to visualize. Ganga is coming from this side, है ना, western side, and Brahmaputra is coming from this side. And you do know that they make a glacier. Sorry, not a glacier. They make a delta, which is the Sundarban Delta, which is the largest delta of the world. That is why how they meet is very important. Okay. So another river is there, which is Teesta. Teesta water dispute West Bengal से related है, Bangladesh से related है. Teesta originates in the state of Sikkim, that is a part of India. So this much is correct. And it is joining Brahmaputra. It is not joining Ganga, it is joining Brahmaputra. But it is joining Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. It is not joining Brahmaputra in India. So it is joining it in Bangladesh. So that's why the first statement becomes incorrect. So Teesta is a tributary of Brahmaputra and joining Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. Now another very important thing. Ganga river system is coming here and then it is distributing into two parts. See, here it is, just imagine this as Bangladesh. So this one stream of Ganga, which is there in India. Which state this would be, which is just adjoining Bangladesh? It would be West Bengal. And if you remember, the river which is famous since the time of Britishers, it is the Hooghly River. Remember, it is the Hooghly River. So Ganga river system at Murshidabad, which is again in West Bengal only, it will divide into two parts. One is Hooghly, which is coming through West Bengal, है ना? And the other one is called river Padma, and it will enter it will enter Bangladesh. So this river is Padma. ठीक है? Then Padma will be joined by one stream of Yamuna, one stream of ब्रह्मपुत्र विच इज कॉल्ड जमुना. कंफ्यूज नहीं होना यहाँ पे, ध्यान से सुनो. तीस्ता हैज जॉइंड ब्रह्मपुत्र. ब्रह्मपुत्र has this one tributary and it is joining the river Padma in Bangladesh as Jamuna. Then they go forward downwards again as Padma. Look at this very carefully. They go downwards towards the Bay of Bengal. Again they go as Padma. Then another distributary of Brahmaputra is there, which is called Meghna. And Meghna is important because Meghna creates an estuary. Estuary is a freshwater ecosystem. So Meghna is there. Meghna joins Padma and then they go down into the Bay of Bengal as the river Meghna itself. So they go down from the river, from the country Bangladesh as the river Meghna. They don't go down as Brahmaputra. They don't go down as Padma. They don't go down as any other river, but it is a river called Meghna. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे again, just see what has happened very clearly. Again, I'll draw it for you so that it becomes very, very clear to you. From here, Ganga is coming. This is Murshidabad. ठीक है? This is Murshidabad. From Murshidabad, it is taking two turns. One is going down in West Bengal and one is going to Bangladesh. So this is the Ganga river system. The one that is going down in West Bengal, its name is Hooghly. The one that is going down in Bangladesh, its name is Padma. I'll write here. Its name is Padma. ठीक है? From here, the ब्रह्मपुत्र इज कमिंग. ब्रह्मपुत्र को यहां से तीस्ता ज्वाइन कर रही है इन बांग्लादेश. ठीक है, बट ब्रह्मपुत्र इज ज्वाइनिंग पद्मा. वन ऑफ द ट्रिब्यूटरीज, वन ऑफ द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज ऑफ ब्रह्मपुत्र इज ज्वाइनिंग पद्मा एज द रिवर जमुना, नॉट यमुना, जमुना. ठीक है, एंड दे आर गोइंग डाउन एज पद्मा अगेन. Then Padma is being joined by another river which is Meghna. And finally, which river goes down into the Bay of Bengal? It is the river Meghna that is going down in the Bay of Bengal. So that remember. Now within this Brahmaputra's domain, in the state of Assam, there is the largest riverine island of the world. Not of India, not of Asia, but the largest riverine island of the world, which is Majuli Island. And what does riverine island mean? Basically an island made by the river, because Brahmaputra is bringing so many sediments with it that over the time it has deposited those sediments, है ना, and those sediments have themselves created a island of themselves. So that is Majuli Island, largest riverine island of the world, but it is in Assam, not in Arunachal Pradesh. So with this knowledge, just see. Teesta originates in Sikkim, yes. Joins Brahmaputra in the state of Assam, no. It joins in Bangladesh. Ganga divides into two streams at Murshidabad, yes. Main stream flowing in the southeast direction is known as Padma, yes. Substream, that is Hooghly, flows through West Bengal. So first is incorrect, second is correct. Majuli Island located in the middle of the river Brahmaputra, absolutely, but not in Arunachal Pradesh. It is located in Assam. So third one becomes incorrect. How many are correct? A. Now if you want, you can take a break over here. I know it has been very heavy, so many rivers to understand. Basically there are only two rivers, but you can take a break. You can pause the video right now and take a break. And I'm moving to the next question. Okay, which of the following hydropower projects is not located in Mizoram? Easy question. So many difficulties. After so many difficulties, we have an easy question. Dhaleshwari Hydropower Project, Turiyal Hydropower Project, Tuivai Hydropower Project and Rangit Hydropower Project. So इसमें से कौन सा नहीं है मिजोरम में? It's important. The answer to this one is D, Rangit. Rangit Hydropower Project is in Sikkim and the rest of the three are in Mizoram. So Dhaleshwari, Turiyal and Tuival. Now where is it coming from? Not too much in news. Just some static facts that you should be knowing. That is Dhaleshwari, Tuiral, Tuival in Mizoram. Rangit in Sikkim. इसको याद कर लो धीरे धीरे करके. Just see it again and again and ये याद हो जाएगा. ठीक है? Next पे चलते हैं. We'll spend more time only on the questions which are somewhat analytical, which will somewhat help you to solve other questions also. ठीक है, इस तरह के सवालों पे हम बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम स्पेंड नहीं करेंगे. Next, consider the following statements. Statement 1. Narmada and Tapi are the two main rivers of peninsular India which flows towards the west. And Narmada and Tapi rivers didn't form valleys. Instead, they flow through faults. Which of the given statements are correct with respect to the above statements? So, now we are at the peninsular rivers. And peninsular rivers में अभी draw करना मेरे लिए easy रहेगा. अब मैं इतना ही draw करूंगी बस. This is Narmada, topmost river, which is basically creating a boundary between North India, South India. Narmada river is coming from the Amarkantak plateau. And Narmada river is west flowing river. ठीक है? Then there is above the Narmada there is Vindhya range. ठीक है? This Vindhya range. Then below Narmada there is Satpura range, and from Satpura range the Tapi river is starting, which is also flowing towards the west side. Now, why are they flowing towards the west side? When the inclination, when the slide of, when the slope of our Deccan Peninsular Plateau is towards west to east, that means the western side is higher in elevation as compared to the east. Why are they flowing towards the west? Because they are flowing in rift valleys. They are flowing in rift valleys. So, that's why they are not flowing towards the east. What is the rift valley? See, this is a plain area and a river is flowing on a plain area. So it will gradually just follow the slope of the plain area. But you see this. You see this kind of a structure. You know what I'm trying to make? I'm just trying to make you understand that how this, if this is a rift, then this river is just filling this gap. है ना? तो it already has a rift to fill, and that's why it's flowing in a rift valley. And that is why the Narmada and Tapi both are flowing westwards. There is a there's a east flowing river also, which is flowing in a rift valley. And what is that east flowing river? Just pause and think. It is one of the tributaries of Ganga. It is the river Damodar. Damodar, it was earlier called the Sorrow of Bengal. Now it is not called the Sorrow of Bengal. It has been tamed. But it flows in a rift valley. ठीक है जी, चलिए. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो गया आंसर हमारा? नर्मदा एंड तापी आर मेन रिवर्स ऑफ पेनिनसुलर इंडिया. Yes. Narmada and Tapi did not form valleys. They flow in faults. Absolutely correct. So A is the correct answer. ठीक है, next. Consider the following paragraphs, and there is a huge description about a river, and then there is the name of the river. This river flows across the Deccan Plateau from western to eastern Ghats. It forms an interstate boundary between states of Telangana and Maharashtra and Telangana and Chhattisgarh. This river flows through the states of Maharashtra, Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Andhra. At Dausalrem, the river divides into two branches, the Gautami and Vashisht. It is the longest river of peninsular India. Sorry. Which river is being talked about? The last line itself would be enough to answer this particular question. And this is generally what UPSC does. It will scare you and it will test your patience, whether you are able to sustain your patience or not. And at the end, it will give you a very easy hint. If you are able to sustain your patience till the end, you'll be able to catch that hint. Otherwise, you'll not be able to catch it. So, Godavari river की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. And see, Godavari is starting from Maharashtra, particularly from Trimbakeshwar. Trimbakeshwar. ठीक है, त्रिम्बकेश्वर. गोदावरी के नीचे देर इज अनदर रिवर विच इज कृष्णा. इट इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम महाबलेश्वर, but Godavari is starting from Trimbakeshwar and it is flowing eastwards. Now, this is very important that at Dolai-Saram, the river divides into two branches, which is Gautami and Vashisht, and it's a very symbolically important river. Fine. It's the biggest river of peninsular India. It is also called Dakshin Ganga. Also, although Kaveri is also called Dakshin Ganga. Fine. Dakshin Ganga means the Ganga of the south. Some sources say, and even in some lower level exams, it has been given as the answer. Kaveri has been given as the answer, that which is Dakshin Ganga. ठीक है. But overall, Godavari is called Dakshin Ganga because of the volume of Godavari river itself. So, answer to this is Godavari, very important river, most important river for South India. Where does it start from? It starts from Trimbakeshwar. Chalo, next पे चलो. Match the following pairs correctly. Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri, Musi, Seonath, Kabni. So, आपने मैच करना है इसको कि where is it fitting. Basically, tributaries हैं and rivers हैं. So, Mahanadi. The four major east flowing rivers. की topmost river is Mahanadi. So, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. This is how you need to remember. And absolutely महानदी की एक बहुत important जो your basically your tributary is Sionath. Sionath is an important tributary over here. And महानदी के बारे में और क्या जानना है? महानदी originate कहाँ से होती है? Where does it originate from? Because that point you have to remember for all the rivers of India, at least all the major rivers of India. So if I talk about Mahanadi, please picturize this as this particular river, and Mahanadi is starting near Sihava. This point Sihava. ठीक है. And most important river of Odisha है Mahanadi. Very huge river, although if we compare it to Krishna, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, it's the smallest out of these four. But it's a very important river for Odisha. And the Hirakud Dam is made on Mahanadi river. The Hirakud Dam. Important hai ye cheez. Very static, very important. Then you come to the Krishna river. Krishna is this. Okay? Just below Godavari, the major river is Krishna. And Krishna is starting from Mahabaleshwar. Where was Godavari starting from? Trimbakeshwar. And Krishna is starting from Mahabaleshwar. Mahabaleshwar is an important hill station also when it comes to Maharashtra. When the people from Bombay want to relax, to Mahabaleshwar. Fine. So this is important. And Krishna river's important tributary is the river Musi. Fine. Krishna river has one of the most important tributaries is Musi. And Kaveri river, a very holy river, also called Dakshin Ganga by some sources because of the historical significance of Ganga. Fine. So, Kaveri, where does Kaveri start from? Kaveri starts from, very easy to remember, it starts from Tal Kaveri. It starts from Tal Kaveri, which is on the Brahmagiri hills in Karnataka. Brahmagiri hills. And you would be knowing this that Kaveri river water dispute is between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu only. So it is originating in Karnataka, Brahmagiri hills, Tal Kaveri. And yes, Kabini is a very important tributary of Kaveri. So Mahanadi is with Sionath, 1 is B, 2 is C, 2 is A, है ना, and 3 is C. So here C is the answer. Now, please see some important tributaries. I'm writing them down here. Mahanadi. You need to remember this. Mahanadi की जो important tributaries हैं. One is Seonath. We have already talked about it. One is Hasdeo. Hasdeo. Hasdeo means smile. In Punjabi, it means smile. So Hasdeo. Then there is Mand. Then there is Ib. Then there is Jonk. And there is tail. Very small words. Mahanadi has this speciality that its tributaries have very small spellings, right? Very small spellings are there. So you will be able to identify if some kind of peculiar word is there. So you would be able to identify Mahanadi की tributary होगी. Then there is Krishna. ठीक है? कृष्णा वैसे यहाँ पे गोदावरी भी आती है, बट कृष्णा की बात करते हैं अभी. Krishna has tributaries which are very long by their name. So Krishna, apart from the smaller ones, for example, Bhim, then there is Koina. These are the smaller ones. Then there is Musi. We just studied about it. The rest of them are very long. The very important one here would be Tungabhadra. Tungabhadra is historically very important because Vijayanagar Empire was built on the banks of Tungabhadra river only. So Tungabhadra is there. Then there is Panchganga. Panchganga river. Very important. Panchganga. Then there is Ghat Prabha, Mal Prabha. ये important रह जाएगा. Ghat Prabha, Mal Prabha. And these are some very important ones. तो Ghat Prabha मैं लिख ही देती हूँ so that it stays in your memory also. Ghat Prabha, Mal Prabha. So how will you remember the Krishna tributaries? They're pretty long. है ना? They're pretty long in their names. And Kaveri. Kaveri river, very holy river, historically very important for for those entire three kingdoms of the south. You know, Chera, Chola, Pandya. Cheras in Kerala, Cholas in Tamil Nadu, Pandyas also in Tamil Nadu. Fine. So Kaveri river, the tributaries are Hemavati, Hemavati being the most important one. Then there is Shimsha. Shimsha is also important. Then there is Arkavati. Arkavati river is there. And Herangi river is also there. So important है चीजें, इनको ध्यान रखो. ये तीन rivers important है, बहुत important है. Next पे चलते हैं. Consider the following statements regarding Kaveri river. Despite being a peninsular river, the Kaveri is perennial. Shivna Samudra and Hogenakal are the prominent waterfalls on the course of river Kaveri. Which of the given statements are correct? Here both the given statements are correct. First one you already knew, है ना? Because it's getting moisture from the southwestern monsoon and northeastern monsoon. And second is also correct. The Shivna Samudra and Hokenakal. These two are prominent waterfalls which are there on the river Kaveri, and Shivana Samudra is in Karnataka. Hokenakal is in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so C is the correct answer. Next. Consider the following statements about rivers of India. The Narmada originates from the Amarkantak and drains into the Gulf of Khambat. The Tapi originates from Betul and drains into Gulf of Kutch. The Sabarmati originates from Aravalis and drains into Gulf of Khambat. And the Luni originates from the Aravalis and drains into the Gulf of Khambat. So how many are correct? Here I want to tell you, wherever you see Gujarat, whenever you see the coast of Gujarat, you see two coasts basically. Like this if you are seeing, बहुत ही खराब गुजरात बनाया मैंने. But this is one Gulf and this is one Gulf. है ना? यहाँ से आपका राजस्थान शुरू हो जाता है. So the point is that what is the Gulf of Kutch and what is the Gulf of Khambat? People always get confused. See, the northern one is the Gulf of Kutch, and here the southern one is the Gulf of Khambat. ठीक है? ये याद रखना. Now, why is this important? because most of the rivers are draining into Gulf of Khambat. They are not draining into Gulf of Kutch. And this is very obvious because Kutch is a desert, right? You can also remember this, that Kutch is desert and northern side Thar is also desert. So there is a continuity between Kutch and Thar in one way. ठीक है? So यहाँ से याद रखना. अब now let's come to the question. Narmada originates from Amarkantak and drains into Gulf of Khambat. Absolutely correct. This is absolutely correct. Amarkantak plateau is very important. It is in Madhya Pradesh and Narmada starts from there. ठीक है? Overall, it's a part of the Vindhyan range. Then Tapi originates from Betul and it drains on to the Gulf of Kutch. No, it will drain into the Gulf of Khambat again. So here it is incorrect. But yes, this is absolutely correct that it starts in Betul. And where is Betul? Betul is in MP itself. And within MP, it's in the Satpura range. So you remember this chronology. These are the Vindhyas. Okay? This is the Narmada flowing this direction. So this is Narmada. Then there are Satpuras, which are smaller mountain ranges, hill ranges. And then there is Tapi. Okay, so Vindhya, then Narmada, then Satpura, then Tapi. Okay, ye yaad rakhna. Then third, Sabarmati originates from Aravalis and drains into Gulf of Khambat. This is absolutely correct. Sabarmati river, very important. है ना? This is basically Sabarmati ashram is very famous historically because of the Dandi march, and it started from the Sabarmati, right? Sabarmati ashram. So Sabarmati river becomes very important. And another thing about Sabarmati is that Ahmedabad is on the river Sabarmati. So again, it becomes very important. But yes, this is correct. It also drains in Gulf of Khambat. Then fourth one, Luni. Luni is the most important river of Rajasthan. But Luni is not a river which has a lot of water in it. Luni will have water when water comes because of monsoon. So Luni is here. Let's say this is India. And here ऐसे करके मैंने बना दिया. So here Luni is just flowing. But Luni does not have enough water that it will drain somewhere. And because it's flowing in the sand in the Rajasthan, it just vanishes in the Thar desert only. Fine, it does not drain anywhere. So Luni does not drain anywhere. Here the answer would be B. Only two of the given statements are correct. I hope you understand why I am saying this. Narmada is from Amarkantak. Tapi is from Betul district of MP, which is in Satpura range. Then there, what else we talked about? The Sabarmati range, the Aravalis, it's starting from Aravalis. And then there is the Luni river. It starts from Aravalis, but it does not drain into the Gulf of Khambat. And all these rivers are draining into the lower Gulf, which is the Gulf of Khambat. ठीक है, याद रखना है. Which of the following are not east flowing rivers of India? Damodar, Ponayar, Pamba, Vaigai, Bharatpuzha. So let's do the elimination technique for once. Damodar is an east flowing river, I told you already, and Damodar is one of the only east flowing rivers, actually the only east flowing river which flows in a rift valley. So Damodar is east flowing, so wherever Damodar is there, we'll cut that option. So A is eliminated. Then there is Ponayar, Pamba, Vaigai and Bharatpuzha. So if you have heard anything about Vaigai, तो Vaigai जो है that comes into east flowing only. ठीक है, Vaigai is an important river of Tamil Nadu. So wherever Vaigai is there, you will have to cut it out because it is asking you which is not the east flowing river in India, and you should be knowing because Vaigai is an important river Tamil Nadu की. तो जहां पे भी Vaigai जिस ऑप्शन में है उसको एलिमिनेट करो, which is basically option number D. 4 and 5 are eliminated. Now you definitely know that 3 is not the east flowing river, it's a west flowing river. So 3 will be correct. Now just think about it. This Alepuza, Bharatpuzha, these kind of things, they are giving you a lot of Kerala kind of a vibration, right? So Bharatpuzha is a very important river of Kerala. So Pamba and Bharatpuzha, they are actually west flowing rivers. Damodar, Ponayar, Vaigai, these are smaller east flowing rivers. Okay, so answer here is B. But what is important is to apply your mind also, apply your logic also, that Pusa is giving some kind of a vibe of Kerala. है ना? Similar sounding words. So the river would also be made like that. है ना? तो Vaigai, just like Madurai. So I is Tamil Nadu and Uza is Kerala. This kind of a logic you can apply, and this is how things are mostly named. Right? So here it is important. Some of the important west flowing rivers. West flowing rivers, apart from the obvious ones, we have Luni. We just talked about it. Then another one is Saravati river. Shravati भी बोलते हैं इसको, Saravati river बोल रही हूं मैं. Then there is Pamba, and then there is Periyar. Periyar also you remember. Periyar is from Kerala side, right? So it is west flowing. And east flowing rivers may important rivers apart from the four that we have studied. There is of course Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri is there. Ganga is also an east flowing river, but there is Penner. Penner or Peneru, this is important. Then there is Vaigai, I talked about it just now. And even Subharna Rekha is very important. Subharna Rekha. These smaller rivers, you will just be asked that um, whether they are west flowing rivers or whether they are east flowing rivers. That is what you will be asked. So you should be prepared with that. Next. Arrange the following rivers north to south direction. So these are smaller rivers. Mandovi, Periyar, Sharavati, Gangavali and Pampa. So just arrange this. Now see, let's be very smart. You know for a fact that Periyar is the one of the southernmost rivers that you know. But here in the options, Periyar is not given at the southernmost point. है ना? There is no option wherein Periyar is given in the southernmost point. So we know that there is some river which is even more south than Periyar. ठीक है? So now we will see which is the next best option. That means where is the Periyar river placed in the next place. So Periyar is placed over here. ठीक है? We know that Periyar is one of the most southernmost rivers. So we'll just see the rest of this. So we are going south to north. We are going south to north. So there is Pampa, there is Periyar. Then the third says Sharvati. Okay, we don't know. Then the fourth says Gangavali. Again, we don't know. But the fifth one says Mandovi. Mandovi is the northernmost. Now we know that Mandovi is an important river of Goa. Okay? It's an important river of Goa. And Goa is very important but very northwards also. So it is between Maharashtra and Karnataka. So with that logic, you can go for D. Just by your knowledge of having Periyar as one of the southernmost rivers, you can solve this question. Okay. Now let's see these rivers. Mandovi is from the given rivers. It's the northernmost river and it drains Karnataka, it drains Goa, it drains Maharashtra. Important hai, west flowing hai. Periyar River. Periyar River has been asked earlier also and Periyar River ka source जानना जरूरी है. The Periyar River has its source basically in Shivgiri Hills. And Shivgiri Hills are in Kerala. So it starts from Kerala and drains towards the Arabian Sea. ठीक है? And important है, very important regarding Periyar River is that where does it drain? It drains in the Vembanath Koal. Vembanath Koal, the famous backwaters of Kerala, the Vembanath Koal, the Periyar River is draining there. The river even below Periyar is Pampa, and Pampa is very important river. It's the third largest river of Kerala. Third largest river of Kerala. Largest is Bharatpuzha. Then there is Periyar. Then there is Pampa. It is also draining on the Lake, Vembanath Col. So Pampa is the southernmost, then there is Periyar. ठीक है. Sharavati is originating in Karnataka in Shimoga district. Shivamoga भी बोलते हैं इसको. And it passes only through Karnataka. It's again western flowing. And then Gangavali. Gangavali is again starting in Karnataka and going through Karnataka only. So Karnataka ki rivers hai. But what is important in this particular question, that how with the knowledge of one single question you are able to solve the one single river, you are able to solve the entire question. That is something to reckon upon. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट पे चलते हैं. Just a second. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding the rivers of Kerala. Periyar is the largest river in Kerala which drains into the Arabian Sea. River Subharnarekha originates in Anamalai Hills and joins the Vembanad Lake after flowing through Kerala. Which of the given statements is or are correct? So, I just told you in the previous question what is the chronology of Kerala rivers and why are we focusing here? Because UPSC has given us the hint to focus here. Right? So, Periyar river is the largest river in Kerala is incorrect. It is actually the Bharatpuzha river. It's the Bharatpuzha river. Then there is Periyar and then there is Pamba river. ठीक है, Pamba river. So these three are there. So first will be incorrect. The second one, the river Subharnarekha. Subharnarekha is way in the north. Okay, if this is, let's say, our Indian map broadly, Akhand Bharat. ठीक है. So the Subharnarekha is originating from the Chota Nagpur plateau. This is the area where Subharnarekha is originating and it is east flowing river. ठीक है. So Subharnarekha is way off the coast. The river that we are talking about here is actually the river Pamba. ठीक है. तो Pamba is originating in Anamalai Hills, which are in Tamil Nadu, and Anamalai Hills have the highest peak of South India, which is Anaimudi. ठीक है. नीलगिरी हिल्स में नहीं है अनाईमुडी. अनाईमुडी is in Anamalai Hills. Anyway, it joins the Vembanad Lake after flowing through Kerala is also absolutely correct. But here we are not going to do it correct because the river itself is wrong. The river that they should be talking about is Pamba, but the river that they are talking about here is Subarnarekha. So this becomes incorrect. ठीक है. बहुत सारे रिवर्स की नॉलेज आपको मिल गई है इससे. सो डोंट थिंक ऑफ इट एज अ बर्डन. The task of a UPSC aspirant is not to think of their course as a burden. Okay, the task is to know that everything that I am learning, UPSC thankfully is such an examination wherein everything that you are learning is going to help you somewhere. Fine. And you being an administrator, wanting to be an administrator, it is being tested from you at every point of time. How rigorous can you be? How rigorous and how what do I say? How patient, how perseverant you can be in this journey. So I understand that this drainage system class is getting very heavy for you because many of you might not be aware of the map of India also. But this is your cue. This is your cue to actually go and look for the map, because that one question extra that you will catch, that will be an easy question, but you will lose out on that question because you would not have done the river system. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Consider the following statements regarding Pennar River. Pennar is one of the major rivers of peninsular India. It lies in the state of Karnataka only. And the source of the river is Chennakeshwar Hills of Nandidurg range in the state of Karnataka. Which of the given statements is or are correct? So, Pennar River, I have told you it's important and it has been asked earlier also. It is one of the major rivers of Peninsula, but it does not lie only in the state of Karnataka. It also feeds the state of Andhra Pradesh. Fine. So Pennar river is there, and source of this particular river is Chennakeshwara hills in the Nandi Durg range. Okay? So if it is originating in Karnataka and it is going towards Andhra, then would it be a west flowing or an east flowing river? It would be an east flowing river. So Pennar is an east flowing river. Clear? So answer would be B. Chennakeshwar Hills, Nandidurg Range, state of Karnataka, important. Next. Consider the following pairs: Kakrapar project, Kali Nadi project, Sabaragiri project and Palivasal project. How many of the given are correctly matched? So river valley projects and the rivers on which they are made. Kakrapar project is definitely on the Tapi river. Tapi or Tapti, same thing. Okay, so Vindhyas, Narmada, Satpura, Tapi. Please don't forget this. And Kakrapar project is there on Tapi river, and this project is there in Gujarat. Kali Nadi project. Kali Nadi project is on the river Kali Nadi only. Okay. Kali Nadi is the river, and the river is in Karnataka. Okay. So it's not on the river Krishna. Please remember that. And Krishna Rajasagar Dam is a dam which is again not on the river Krishna. And you tell me in the comments on which river is the Krishna Rajasagar Dam is built. You tell me this in the comments. This is your question number 3 for your comments. Okay. Then Sabarigiri. Sabarigiri is definitely on the river Pamba. And what state would it be? This would be Kerala. Pamba river, Kerala, and Sabarigiri project. Then Palivasal project. Palivasal project is not on Bharatpuzha river. Bharatpuzha, the largest river of Kerala. Palivasal project is actually on Madripusa river. Again, Pusa is an important terminology on the basis of which you can identify Kerala rivers. So here only 2 is the correct answer. Next. Which of the following rivers originate from the Amarkantak plateau? Very, very easy question. Narmada, Son, Tapi and Johila. So I have already given you this multiple times that Tapi is originating from the Satpura range. Okay, Satpura range, Betul district of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so Tapi is not starting from the Amarkantak plateau. Narmada is starting, Son is starting and Johila river is starting. Now see the beauty of it. Narmada is going westwards and Son is going upwards. Son is a tributary of Ganga. That's the beauty of our drainage system, that a river originating from the same place. One of those rivers is a peninsular river and one of those rivers becomes the part of the Himalayan river ecosystem. ठीक है, so तापी को आपने eliminate कर दिया, तो you are here at the correct answer 1, 2 and 4. A little bit about Johila river. Johila river again starts from Amarkantak plateau only and it's a tributary of the river Son. ठीक है, it's Son's tributary, and a very important aspect of it is that it is a perennial river. Although it is not originating, why have we included it here? First of all, it has been asked in PYQ. But it is a perennial river is also very important fact that you need to remember. Mostly the rivers originating from plateaus are not perennial, but this one is perennial. So here, what would be the answer? D would be the answer. Next. Match the following pairs: waterfall and state. Nokali Khai, Dudhsagar, Kandadhar and Suchai Para. One rainfall that you should be very clear about here is Dudhsagar. It is in Goa. So 2 needs to be matched with C, and if you see the options, that will not help you much because 2 is already matching with C. Dudhsagar is a very famous waterfall, and it is named so because it is having so much of water that it gives the impression as if milk is flowing. So that becomes Dudhsagar. Okay. तो यहाँ पे ये तो हमने गोवा के साथ मैच कर दिया. Now with this, the next information that we have is Nokkalikai, Kandahar and Suchipara. So Nokkalikai is there in Meghalaya. This has also been in news a little bit. So थोड़ा सा आपको आइडिया रहता है. तो you build it with Meghalaya. And the second one, this Kandahar, if you see, Odisha mein there is this haldi also, which is Kandhamal haldi, right? Kandhamal haldi, it has gotten GI tag from Odisha. So with that logic, if you can say कि अच्छा similar sounding words हैं, तो Kandadar is actually from Odisha only, and Suchipara is from Kerala, is in Kerala. तो these are four waterfalls, and इसी के साथ मैंने आपको ओडिशा का एक GI tag भी बता दिया है. तो that is important. And दूध सागर is very famous. You should be knowing. दूध सागर भी अगर नहीं पता था that it is in Goa, then it is a problem. Although most of you, I think, are planning to, party in Goa once you get selected and everything. So you might be knowing something about Goa. But yes, what I want to say is that Dudh Sagar is a very famous waterfall. So you should be knowing about it. Consider the following statements regarding lakes in India. Vular Lake is an example of deltaic lake. Ashtamudi and Vembanad are example of lagoon lakes, and Koleru Lake is an example of tectonic lakes. How many of the given statements are correct? Where is Vular Lake first of all? Vular Lake we just talked about. Jhelum feeds it. So Vular Lake would be in Jammu and Kashmir, but it is not a deltaic lake. Where would delta come from? In the northern states, wherein there are glaciers, how will you have delta? Actually, Vular Lake is a tectonic lake. Okay, so first is incorrect. Ashtamudi and Vembanad, both of them very important in Kerala. They are there. Vembanad के लिए हमने बात करी ली है. And they are lagoon lakes. This is important. Which are some other lagoon lakes? Chilika Lake, very important lagoon lake. Then Pulicat Lake, both of them, both these are in Andhra. ठीक है? Chilika, Pulicat, both of them are lagoon lakes. So second is correct. And Koleru Lake is in Andhra, but Koleru Lake is not a tectonic lake. First of all, South India is not tectonically active. You would be knowing that. So Koleru Lake is actually a deltaic lake. It is made by the deltas of rivers. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे only one statement is correct. हम drainage की बात कर रहे हैं तो lakes also come into the picture. All right, so now we have last question for the day, and I'm so proud of all of you for reaching till this stage. If you have reached till this stage, if you are watching this, really proud of you, because today was a heavy class and I tried to make it as simple as possible. Trust me, the facts, the rivers that we have just touched upon, you need to know the detail of it. Now, I can't go in that detail because, that is not fair with the people who have already done the work of knowing the basics of rivers and who just want to revise quickly, because that this course is about revising stuff quickly. So I will not go into explaining each river individually, but if you want, you can go for the crash course. That will help you. Consider the following statements about Pulicat Lake. It is a lagoon lake situated on the border of Andhra, Tamil Nadu. Sriharikota Island separates this lake from the sea and gives it the form of a lagoon. So, which of the given statements actually are correct? Both are correct. Pulicat Lake important hai. It's on the border of Andhra, Tamil Nadu. The Sriharikota Island, which ISRO uses for its launches, it is the one which is separating the lake from the sea. So, very important. C is the answer. Pulicat Lake was never a part of the Montreux Protocol. It was the Chilika Lake, which was a part of the Montreux Protocol. तो ये भूलना नहीं. All right. So well done, all of you. Very long class this has been. I know that, but now you're through with it. Now what you have to do, whichever source you are following, see, NCRTs are not that great for rivers, to be very honest. So for Indian geography, I would suggest that you go for the Sunya book. You go for learning it from Atlas also, you can do that. You can watch any YouTube series if you wish to. But overall, rivers will ease out a huge burden that you might be carrying for a very long time. So do make sure that you do rivers. All right, so the next chapter would be the Indian climate. Very important chapter and very interesting chapter. So I will see you all in the next class. Thank you for watching till here. All the very best. Bye bye.